Hello YouTube, back at it again with the car this time, the Mazda 3. Today I'm going to be installing a $20 Chinese urethane spoiler. Like I said, 20 bucks. It literally is designed to flex with the shape of the trunk lid. Reason I'm going with this is because I think it's having a nice little lip wing on the edge of the trunk is really going to just set the car off, especially because it's gloss black. It's gonna match nicely with the wheels, so this should look really cool if it goes on right. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm going to be throwing the spoiler on today. It's a nice 70 degrees, and yeah, this is gonna look pretty awesome. So first thing I'm gonna do is prepare the trunk lid. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to be putting some alcohol on it to make sure the surface is very clean, very smooth, and then I'm going to be putting the adhesive on the spoiler on the other side. It's an automotive adhesive. I believe 3M makes it, but it could be wrong. No, it's from China, it probably isn't. But yeah, so yeah, first thing I'm gonna do is clean it, and then I'm going to get started. So I cleaned the car last week, so it's not too dirty. I mean, it's definitely dusty, just based off where I drive. It's definitely dusty, but it's not too dirty. So normally I would recommend washing the trunk lid if you're going to be doing this yourself. But for right now, I'm just going to use a quick detailer. It's like a quick wash and wax because the car is pretty clean. So that's what I'm doing first, and then I'm going to put some alcohol on the edges. So it should have a really nice surface to stick on. All right, so I just finished wiping down the trunk after I cleaned it already. You can see it's never perfectly clean. Just take a look at that. With all that stuff, you want to make sure you always put some isopropyl alcohol on a cotton ball or some sort of gauze pad or something, and just wipe off whatever you're doing. You know, if you stick something on your car, whether it's a sticker or it's a lip wing, whatever it is, if you're sticking something on your car with an adhesive, I would highly recommend doing this so you can get a really nice tight seal. Obviously wait for it to dry, but I'd highly recommend this. All right, so this is the box my spoiler came in. There's no branding on it at all or anything like that, but I'm not sure if yours will, but some come with a wet wipe with alcohol on it. But the one I was using for some reason felt really dry, so I'm going to go ahead and get some other alcohol. I'm gonna put some more alcohol on the edges. This way it'll get a little cleaner because the other wipe was pretty dry. I don't know if this one's any good or not either. So I'll be back. Okay, so I just went ahead and sized out where the spoiler is exactly going to go. So this end of the spoiler is going to meet at this end, so right up to the edge of the tape. So this end should line up with this end of the tape. And the reason for this is to make sure that the spoiler is centered, because you're going to be sticking it on and you don't want it to be crooked or off center or anything like that. So the ends of the spoiler should meet at the end of the tape. That's how I'm going to know whether or not it's centered on the trunk lid. As you notice, this is some kind of specific to the Mazda 3, but I think the Civic has it too, or the Corolla. If you have a curved trunk lid, it's going to be a little more difficult because you're going to have to stretch it out a little bit. And then as you can see, of course, on the Mazda, it's not only curved, but it's pointed in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and do this, but it should be all right. The temperature is good. The spoiler is soft, so it should be able to stretch fairly easily. And I should be able to be all right with this. But next thing I got to do is put the adhesive on the spoiler itself so that I can stick it on the car. So I'm going to put some alcohol on the edge where the tape's going to go, which is going to be right here and right along here. And then, yeah, next step will be to install the spoiler. Should be very exciting. I seem to have forgot the knife or scissors or something to cut this, so I'll be, oh my goodness, please don't fall. I will be back with a set of knife or scissors or a knife, something to cut this with, because I can't tear this from my hands. Yeah, I'll go get a knife. Alright, so I brought this inside just because my neighbor has the leaf blower going off. Hopefully you can hear me a little better, but as you can see, I got the adhesive on. You can see why I've made the cuts. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to stick this thing on. So I've got a pretty significant problem just because of the way the trunk lid is shaped. So the edges have stuck on pretty well, but then you start to get to the center and it comes off right in the middle, right where the trunk really starts to curve and it starts to and there's this point right here. So I think from here on, if I put a extra layer of adhesive, it should stick on right up in the middle. So I'm gonna try and put extra adhesive in this middle area, and hopefully it should stick. But so far, it doesn't look so good. All right, so after pressing on it for a little while, I did manage to get it back on. And here it is. Here is the big reveal. Ta-da! Here's what it looks like. Now you do see quite a bit of like rippling, just because this is from the structure of the piece. But I think after it sits for a little while, it should eventually form, like conform to the way the back is, and it should look a lot better. So I'm gonna wait for quite a while, and then later on I'm gonna take it out, see if it stays on, and take the pictures with it. Should be fun. So now it's been about a year, and as you can see, the spoiler has held up quite well. As you can see, a lot of the warping that was originally on there when I first put it on has gone away. But the only thing that I have noticed is that there's quite a lot of fading on it, which isn't the worst thing in the world to me, but it may bother some of you who would rather have it looking as nice as possible for as long as possible. But otherwise, yeah, it's held up well, and I still like it so far. As you can see, it sits good on the trunk surface. So something I discovered with it about 3 months after I installed it was that the adhesive was coming up a little bit, particularly like under here. So what I did was I got some better quality adhesive to put on there from 3M actually. And after I sat it down on the trunk edge right here and got it all lined up, it's been sitting perfectly for the past 6 to 9 months. Has not been a problem. And it really just complements the look of the car, particularly on the second generation Mazda 3. I just think it looks so much better with the spoiler on it. But yeah, no cracks, just fading. but that's about it. It doesn't bother me too much. It's not too bad. All right, so there you have it. So should you buy a $20 Chinese universal urethane rear spoiler? In my opinion, if you just want a simple spoiler that you can throw on for pretty cheap and that it complements the look of the car just enough, then I would say go for it. Why not? But if you're looking to, you know, not have any fading, or if you're looking for like an absolute perfect fit, like along the trunk edge, then maybe look elsewhere. But so far, I'm actually very satisfied with it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.